Hello, everybody, and welcome. We're D&D Boyband. We're a group of friends all like to play D&D Pretty Boys, because apparently it's not fantasy and it's everyone's hot. This is an original D&D campaign set in the critical role world of Exandria. However, we do have some rather bad news today, which is that our longtime party member, creator of VVEG, not Spice Daddy, but the eldest member of the party, and Grunga's father, Lauren is no longer going to be part of this campaign. She is incredibly busy with a bunch of projects, including ECG. Go support her. Good luck. As well as life returning back to normal after the pandemic. So obviously, not like we're not friends anymore. I'm not going to see her.
You don't go here anymore.
Wish her the best of luck with all of that.
She should be so lucky to escape me.
Wish her best of luck with all of that, and completely understand that she doesn't really have time for
I'll be a couple of minutes.
But we are nonetheless very sad to be missing her. However, that does not mean the party are not all types of royally screwed, all of their own devising, without Lauren's characters causing continuous issues all along. So yeah, tonight I'm Dungeon Master Jamie, and joining me tonight are the Spice Boys. First of all, let me introduce Clued as Barnes.
Hello.
Eski as Zug, who suddenly got off camera. Sai as Ak. Luke as Askor.
Neither.
And Aaron as Hayden.
Yo, what's up?
Other than the very sad announcement. Aaron, do we have anything else?
No. Except that
Just sadness.
Just
sadness. I need like a Kleenex brand to sponsor us or something like that for the amount of crying we do on the stream. Anyway.
I don't want a Kleenex sponsorship. It's...
Oh, I know where that's going.
That's literally what I was thinking. I was like, saying nothing.
Y'all need to chill out, alright?
Men.
Fucking hell. For tears! For tears! That's crying.
Men cry too.
Yeah. That's why they make men's Kleenex. Haven't you seen those?
I haven't seen men Kleenex.
Wait,
that thing.
They're like bigger boxes, and apparently the tissues are like stronger.
Extra strength.
Have they got like fake like corrugated metal on the sides?
Yeah, probably.
It's got the occasional one contains a nail. Just to get.
I would say anyway. Yeah,
and then the women's one costs 3 times as much, obviously, despite being a smaller box.
And it's a luxury good, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. This is where we've got to without Lauren. We're actually we're broken people.
Brands of Kleenex.
Anyway, Spice Boys. Last session, you guys continued a lot of your we'll call it personal development and growth as you discuss plans to murder Heinrich von Galverdane and install Askor as the Master of Commerce, as well as the various traumatic things that have gone through the party. You had a brief interruption while Lorien received a visitor from the headmaster at the Alabaster Lyceum, who revealed that Lorien needed Lorien to look after a purple worm that had been brought into his possession on Siegfried's request, but Siegfried no longer needed, as well as having a couple of other things to say about the Galverdanes in general. You also messaged your long-term party member Rasha, who was last seen saving Hayden from the river.
Long-time X.
Long-time X. And are on your way to go meet him. I'm just going to grab up my notes. Not the sad boy document.
Sad boy document.
Sad boy hours. I wonder who sent that to you.
Yes. Going to the city, and you're off to way to see the Six Nickels, the nearest inn where you agreed to meet him around this time. We'd ended last campaign with Aku asking Zug to stay behind for a little chat about the allegiances of certain party members. However, it was completely lost on Zug. And so you're on your way. Do you guys want to quickly chat amongst yourselves? Remind yourself why you're going to see Rasha, what the plan is, what do you want?
I'm back.
Your meta, I think that's a good idea though. So we're going to talk to Rasha. Why? Because we need a cleric to do some stuff for us. Because we need greater restoration to fix the memory of the guards who had medallions planted on them, but they can't remember how or why. So we can indict Sylphrena, so we can frame her when we murder Heinrich. Simple
Alright.
plan.
Slight flaw in the plan, right? Like, there's nothing. This is out of character. Surely, if the guards remember what happened, they will know that it wasn't somebody. Like, surely
We can
getting more
modify their
evidence.
memory again.
I was about to say, like, surely revealing. You don't want to do the opposite, right? Like, pretend to reveal their memory.
No.
Like,
But we know. Okay, we think that it was Sylphrena to begin with. So all we need to do
Okay.
is prove that she tried to bomb the rally, so everyone knows she's a shit tier human being, and she's tried to murder Heinrich before. So when we go and murder Heinrich, we'll be like, "Oh, what a surprise that she's gone and done this! Who could have seen that coming?"
But
Right?
what if it wasn't Sylphrena?
Then-
look, that's not an eventuality we're going to prepare for.
yeah,
because
I'm
it's
not. I'm not
ridiculous.
prepared to accept
Why
that
would
reality.
we prepare? Why would we prepare for that? We're obviously right.
I just realized that we're literally the epitome of that SNL like reaction image where the guy shoots the guy on the chair and he turns to the camera and he's like,
Why would
"Why
Sylphrena
is Sylphrena
do
do this?"
Literally.
Okay. So
It doesn't
These are
fit
the
my worldview,
consequences
and
of
thus
your
I do not want
actions.
to believe it.
that too. So that's one reason we're going to see Sylphrena. Another one is Hannah Wasserman. People
Yeah.
not dying, like the whole thing with not orcas, but while we were in the Underdark, there was like zombie people coming out of lakes, and that was something to do with aboleths, and Rasha was kind of involved in that, so we thought he
I
just
just
might
want to
know
clarify why I've never pushed for like full up the Hannah Wasserman thing, and that is because I cannot stand that name. I cannot stand that name, Hannah Wasserman. It just reminds
What
me
about-
of someone from school. DM, please.
What
work
about
on
if
your
we
names.
like pronounce it
Use
with like
Hannah
a
Wasserman.
German
Do we
twist,
want?
like
Do we want to
Wasserman?
change it?
Hannah
It's the base.
Wasserman.
Hannah Wasserman.
Hannah Wasserman. She just sounds like the girl in like the next class, innit? Do you know what I mean? In class B.
She sounds like a teacher, Miss Wasserman.
Yeah, I'm
Put
getting more
Hannah
teacher
in
vibes.
front of it.
Hannah Wasserman. That's how I'm gonna say it.
We're also going to see Rasha because Hayden is in debt to Geb. Life
Oops.
debt.
Okay.
He just
I feel like the
never gets a
Bank of
break.
Geb has got us all paying serious fucking loans back right now.
Mm-hmm.
Serious interest in the
yeah.
Bank of Geb.
Oh, I don't know. Speak for yourself.
You're the
That goes-
cleric of,
that goes
cleric of
for
Geb,
Geb
dude.
nothing. Yeah, well, that's
Mm.
volunteer
Wait.
work.
The Golden Forge.
Uh-huh.
Volunteer work.
Golden
Yeah.
Forge Hedge Society.
And we're also going to see Rasha because she didn't resurrect Aku, but he did resurrect Hayden.
I told you
The shade.
But
my
mainly we
theory
need
about
shit
this is
from
that
him.
Aku did not actually want to be resurrected.
Oh, yeah.
Rasha showed up and he said, "I will bring you back," and Aku was like, "Nah, man, just leave me. I'm done."
Aku went
Not
full
bad.
Gen Z
CBA,
and
bro.
was like, "Let me stay
no,
dead."
like honestly, I'm so done.
I feel like
And then-
that's
and
more
then he gets-
millennial.
True.
I mean,
I
as a
think-
millennial, I feel like I definitely
That's true. That's true.
We're all relatively.
Be like, "Oh,
used to being
finally."
Zoomers, though, right?
I
Yep.
spend so much time on TikTok.
Are
I
we?
identify as a Gen
Yeah,
Z.
like elder millennials are like nearly 50 now. They old. We like Zoomers like 25, 26.
I'm 27, dude.
I
Yeah.
swear this keeps
I'm
moving
not that
up.
fast.
Like, well, not to go completely off
I think
topic.
you're a
I
Zoomer
thought-
if you were born in
I
like the
thought
1990s.
Zoomers were like 16 and 18.
Yeah, I thought
No, they
Zoomers were
are.
like.
They
Dude,
are. But the
Lauren
oldest
leaves
Zoomers
us.
are like 25.
Yo, are we live? Are we streaming
we
right
are
now?
live.
Are we
We're
streaming?
streaming.
Oh my god.
That's not.
Oh my god.
Okay, anyway, that is why we are
Get that
seeing
out.
Hannah Wasserman, because we are all Zoomers. We need shit from Rasha.
We need to
That's-
fix her name.
That's it. Hannah Sasserman.
I mean, she's dead. We can call her whatever we want.
Right.
wow.
What should we do?
Zoomer is
Okay.
anyone? A Zoomer is
Came
anyone born
across
after
Oh, no one
1996.
cares. No one cares. No one
way
cares.
more
Zoomers in the chat.
disrespectful than you meant it to come across that scheme.
Yeah, that's really bad. Got her falling apart.
Sorry.
Get yourselves together, boys. Okay.
So, Hannah Wasserman was investigative, was it, at this point still?
She was murdered.
Yeah.
Vox Machina couldn't talk to her because souls are not moving through limbo.
Mm,
And Russia maybe is involved in some of that shit vis-a-vis Blood Queens, Aboleths. Nazgul too, probably. I don't know.
Lovely.
Reminder, when Aku died, he could not move on and he was stuck in nothing,
Purgatory.
which was really fun. So
Waitrose.
Waitrose. We're stuck in a
I
queue
mean,
in Waitrose.
Like in the
honestly,
self-checkout.
out of all of the places, Waitrose is not that bad.
Dude, he was trying to
Oh,
buy
no, man.
pennies, and the store person needed to come sign him out because he'd check his ID, but never came.
No one came.
At the self checkout, awkwardly looking around. Anyway, yeah,
Sorry,
where
no
are
tangent.
our characters?
So right now, you were making your way to the Six Nickels. So you're walking across Abdar's Promenade in various disguises, which I will make you repeat if you remember them. To go to
Wasn't
there
this
to
from
meet
the bag
Rasha.
of this is from
Yes,
the bag of
yes.
surprises?
So
I
some of
remember.
you are wearing literal clown outfits or like costume makeup and stuff. Some of you, two of you have hats of disguise. So Barnes doesn't give a fuck. Barnes is walking. Lorian doesn't give a fuck. Lorian's walking. Aku is wearing a hat of disguise.
No, we put makeup on him to make his hair look
Right.
darker and cover up his scars and tattoos and
Could
stuff.
somebody do? I think you did do this with a disguise kit. I think you rolled last session and you rolled higher.
Yeah.
Cool. That's fine. I'm gonna assume for now, or that your disguises are holding based on where we were last session, given that you were all moving there. Aku and Zog were bringing up the rear, but I think the rest of you, for the sake of contingency, will say you arrive at the Six Nickels relatively unperturbed, unless anybody would do anything or talk about anything on the way there.
We went in scouting groups, didn't we?
Yes.
Yeah, we went
But,
stayed in a
if you,
barns first.
but if you don't want to, if you want to arrive and then wait for the others, or if you want to go in first, I'm more than happy to do either. It's up to you guys.
I think we'd probably wait for the others at the front, or
Yeah.
let's all go in together.
There was one last thing before we moved on, actually, DM, and that was I did need a reminder of Safrena's campaign points.
Yes, Sylphrena's speech. So the speech that Ascor probably wouldn't have heard, but you can find muttered around, is that Sylphrena. Why is this not coming up? Sylphrena's speech.
They hacked her
said-
emails.
Yeah, she said she will see to it that magical devices, products, and spellbooks are heavily subsidized. Schools such as the Alabaster Lyceum must be open to all with regular group and communal lessons if they wish to keep their funding. In return, magical knowledge and artifacts hidden away by the wealthy and powerful will be put out on public display where they can be of some use. Personal magic collections will be subject to heavy taxation to fund these projects, and churches will no longer be benefit from special privileges such as tax exemption status.
Magic socialism.
Okay. What was being taxed, sorry?
Personal magical knowledge. Sorry, personal magic collection. So items of significant value will basically be in some way evaluated and taxed based on that valuation. You're making me come up with actual campaign policy economic points.
Yes, this is important stuff. So nationalized magic items.
Is this a
Essentially,
bracket system or like what
Yeah,
are
absolutely. The
The
more powerful the item, the more you'll have to pay. The more dangerous the item, the more you'll have to pay.
what are the exact brackets?
How do we
Well,
quantify them?
she hasn't explained that yet.
Does the money go towards
Ah, okay.
funding healthcare
Typical.
and like education?
Well,
We're
it'll go
just trying to
towards-
build.
it'll go
We're just trying to
towards
build Ascal's
subsidizing-
platform here.
You know, magical law books and books that are going to be printed and put on general use for the public.
Obfuscating the details of her policies makes me believe she is the kind of person who would definitely murder Heinrich von Galverdane. I think this substantiates our plan.
Just imagining Ascal standing up, like she hasn't even outlined where this money's going to come from.
I mean, Soprano actually seems pretty reasonable. Like maybe we
Yeah,
should
I
just.
actually feel really
apart from why she tried to bomb all the innocents in the
Yeah,
square.
But
Now,
we
this is-
don't know.
this-
It's
that
an
was her.
assumption.
She did. It was her.
So this is where
We
Ascor
don't
says,
know
"How is
that.
this
She
is where
did it.
Ascor says, how is she going to pay for all of this when Ascor's never paid for anything in his life?"
That's really on brand. Like, come on.
Oscar doesn't know the value of money.
Like Ascor is an expert in public spending. All right, he is.
My guy's dropping
the-
platinums in pubs.
What were the actual words that we heard Sylphrena say?
This is
I
for
guess.
the best.
I guess it's for alongside. I guess it's for the best.
And she
That is
sees-
so ambiguous,
No,
guys. Like,
but
we
all the
cannot.
supporters were Heinrich people. There were none of hers. She was just gonna bomb them all. We'll find out when we do the guards, and it will be great. The plan will fall into place. We'll murder him. Everything will be fine.
Is this Clued I'm speaking to or Barnes? I can't tell.
Am I
No,
Irish
no.
right now?
This is way too diplomatic
That's-
for Clued.
that's very
Clued would be, we shall wear his skin.
I might be.
Well, classily sipping a glass of wine. Wow, I didn't mean to kill the conversation. Okay, let's go.
Sorry, I was
I
just
didn't
sent.
hear
I was
that.
just sent.
Who was sipping wine?
Clued.
I think me while I'm wearing the
Oh.
skins of my enemies, right? Is
Right,
that
I see.
yeah
Nice.
on brand?
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
His soul is a good vintage.
True.
Jamie, do you
So
want
what-
to kick off the roleplay?
Are our characters in the pub yet?
No, you guys are good. Lauren's left. It's broken the campaign. It's fine.
We've literally been chatting shit for 20 minutes.
Jesus Christ.
Our
Right, let's
score is currently in the pub, sucking a hobgoblin.
What?
Right. So
Uh,
in our
Hey, me guys, whoa, slow down. Just guys, calm
in-
down. Just
in-
having a drink.
in Abdal's Promenade, you get to the Six Nickels, which is east of an outcrop of kind of stones that seem to have been carved with certain runes, kind of displaying certain which ways to go, and also displaying light, presumably once it gets darker or more twilight times. The inn it's a large stone-walled building, kind of very well crafted, very well presented. This is probably one of the nicer places to stay within Imon, especially with Abdal's Promenade. You imagine that the wealthier merchants would be staying here. You all arrive. There's people bustling to and fro the street. The guy with the fish has tried to sell you another fish at least 3 times every time you walk down the street. You've been rude to him every time. And as you arrive, there is no sign of Rasha. However, of course, the door keeps swinging open and shut as various people walk out and in. Are you guys going inside, or are you doing anything before you go in?
I guess I'll go in the building.
As you walk in, you see it's pretty packed. There's a finely crafted table and chairs, kind of all settled around, all kind of sliding around. You will have experienced that in less well-to-do areas, even the furniture is bolted down. There is a large fireplace, and you can see that there's kind of a crackling there that's very but no smoke, and you can't help but think, those of you with higher perception, that the fire seems to move almost as if there's a center to it. And are those eyes potentially a small fire elemental?
How surprised!
There's various portraits of famous alumni of Imon, heroes, legendary scenes kind of adorning the walls, stone walls, and there's kind of a couple of people tossing to and fro, clearly serving several tables. The person who you might identify as being in charge is quite a well-dressed female halfling who seems to be bustling around, kind of checking in on each table at a time, as well as a couple various kind of waiting staff. It's pretty packed, but there's very noticeably one table. There's only one person sitting at. And there's a bit of a girth around it, a birth of people around it, as they seem to have moved slightly away, as the towering, imposing figure of Rasha in full Geb armor is sitting there, kind of nonchalantly chewing on a piece of bread, who hasn't seen, amongst all this thing, is kind of facing the door, and you get the sense that the minute you walk in, recognizes at least those of you who aren't in disguise, and would probably see immediately through any disguise that Aku is in, and kind of awkwardly gets to his feet, as presumably you all approach.
Like just yells out, Rasha! And like walks over, like as you do, like kind of arms out, looking for like a big hug.
Yeah, Rasha kind of puts his arms around you and holds you for a second, kind of taps you on the back. Good to
Oh,
see you, Zug.
Canonically,
two.
this is the second hug he's ever had in his life.
No, that's so
not-
sad.
Not
Time for
warning,
some
but
more.
I will have to be AFK for like 2 minutes in a little bit, but just pre-warning. But as he kind
Yeah,
of hugs
okay.
Zug, kind of stands and looks at the rest of you, and that awkward silence isn't really filled by anyone unless somebody breaks it. He's just kind of standing there like,
Well, don't stand around. Let's get a drink. It's great to see you, friend.
Hayden will kind of hover at like kind of the rear of the group and just kind of wave awkwardly, but he's currently using a magical disguise, so Rasha may.
Obviously, Zug is just Zug, I think, with like a really stupid handlebar mustache. Like,
yeah, pretty much. Yes.
like it's basically like a village.
It's
people kind of
Askel's
deal
using
going
disguise as well, right?
on.
He is indeed.
I presume some of you are looking different.
Yes, we're all in disguise. Never can't be ever too careful around here.
You can guess who I am, can't you, Rasha?
Couldn't mistake that voice anywhere. Hayden. Ha, ha. It- I tried to choke him.
Oh,
Let's sit. Goes round.
It's really great to meet you now that we're not hanging out with corpses and scary things from the greater beyond. A bit more chill a setting. Good to meet you properly. I'm Barnes. And he's gonna put his hand out, shake it.
Hello.
aren't
And
you
kind of
a
shake your
corpse
hand.
though?
Oh, well, there's that. I am actually a corpse myself, but I don't really hang out with myself, so, you know.
A bit cold, but it's...
Don't worry, I keep myself very clean and non-odorous, so don't you worry about that.
Rasha,
I
not
feel
the
like
best
we're
at
best.
words.
I feel like we're best friends already. Nice.
I don't, but
Fair enough. Gonna pat him on the
kind of-
side of the arm.
awkwardly looks at Aku. Hayden, could you make a perception check? And Aku, could you make a Hayden perception check?
Can I make a Hayden check? Did you
A
just
Hayden
say?
check. No, perception
Excuse
check.
me.
Sorry,
Yeah,
Hayden
Hayden
and Aku both make perception checks.
What is this new stat? Oh, but I'm -3 because of being dead, so 14.
14. And Aku?
I have rolled a 16.
16. Hayden, you can't help but notice that Rasha's eyes keep going to your hand. Aku, Rasha is obviously making an incredibly poor effort to not look at you. Which you always immediately identify as he probably he's not he doesn't really hide his emotions well. Probably a little scared and very guilty.
So is Rasha still looking at my hand even though my disguise is making it look like my hand
Once
is
he
normal?
realized it was you, even through your disguise, he seems to occasionally be looking at your hands.
Interesting. Okay. Cool.
So I guess we sit as Doug said and drinks and the female halfling bustles over. All right. Hello, welcome. What can I get for you?
Hi there.
Hello.
I'll have and he starts listing off all the things on the chalkboard menu, like one of the borscht stew, and then one of the
borscht stew.
soup du jour, and I'll also have and he kind of carries on listing off all the about 5-6 items, and he goes, "Does anyone else want anything?"
Oh, I'm drinking in the atmosphere, so I'll be fine on that.
Right.
I'll get.
Score you here.
But I would normally charge each customer, but he's making up for you. Right, you can see he's got bread and some mead or something, but
Milk.
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 Milk,
And
sorry.
orange juice.
Thank you.
Askel's looking very uncomfortable.
What time of day is it, by the way? Is it morning?
Like 11.
Yeah, I'm gonna order a hard drink.
Okay. A wine?
Do you have anything harder than
Spirits?
wine? Yeah, spirits.
Yes. Dragon whiskey.
Yeah, that'll do. Thanks.
Great.
I'll have
have
a.
ale.
I'll have a white Russian, goat's milk.
Yes, we should have that. Great. And for your friend, this one? Looks over at Aku.
He's good.
Well,
He's good.
Wonderful. She's take a note, like long list of Zug's things, and vanishes, and you see her talking to a couple of the other wait staff, and silence descends on the table ever so quickly as Rasha kind of begins like almost playing with his hands slightly.
DM, did you mention that Rasha seemed to have a bit of a following?
No. There's like a birth of people. Like he sat there, and people have kind of made space around him as rather imposing gold-clad figure with a massive hammer around.
Right, they're just a bit shook.
They're a bit
Yeah.
like, I'm going to keep slightly further away from him than probably is like socially acceptable. And now they're doing it for your table of, I don't know, some of you look normal.
So,
Um,
oh,
Okay.
this is great, isn't it?
Was it always like this?
Like what?
It's nice to see you again. I'm going to quickly run out. Jeez.
Like this?
quickly,
What's
do you
this?
have to roleplay as Rasha while Jamie's gone?
Oh, I suppose I can.
Brilliant.
Yes.
You're the DM now. Quick, hold on. I'll move you into.
Look at me.
I have decided to give you all 20,000 gold directly
Oh,
from the
thank,
Forge of Geb,
thank you, Rasha. You're the best. I love you, Rasha.
and you
I
all
just
level
need
up.
your- I just need your bank account details.
Your uncle from the clergy of Geb has died. I am sorry.
Leaving a huge inheritance.
I am a prince from a foreign country. To deposit my wealth into your account.
I am the Tinder swindler.
My
Oh.
enemies.
A lot has changed.
Right, so that like
Oh.
gap while I wasn't here was just the awkwardness to the south at the time. That
No,
there
I felt it.
was.
The party's rich and they've leveled up.
Yeah,
Wonderful, great.
I put Clued in the DM seat while you're gone. So.
Right, got it. So,
Bars.
hello.
Hi.
We are here to have an orgy.
We definitely are, my friend. We definitely are.
I really didn't realize that, are we?
Not
Well,
quite.
yeah. Rasha, as far as I'm aware, you know what that word really means now.
Yes, but now I be in on the joke.
Sounds like you're just in on the orgy.
No.
Lucky for you.
Oh, just like old times.
So thank you for bringing Hayden back to life after he died. That was pretty
yeah.
swell of you.
Kind
Good
of
job
claps Rasha
on
on the
that.
back. He goes, "That was really good."
Even through the
Thanks.
armor, there's like a clang from the pure strength of Zug. It's like, I would love to take credit and have saved both of you. But that was not entirely me. I went outside to commune with Gab, as I do each night, and the next thing I remember, I was pulling away from Hayden, our hands together, and when they separated, I saw what was left on Hayden's hand. and was told it would be important later. And I left.
You mean this? And he'll like kind of put his hand like forward on the table between them, and like kind of like he like wipes his other hand over it, and the magic that's creating like the disguise self spell disappears from his hand and reveals the kind of burned in Geb eye brand that's been on his hand since he was resurrected.
Yes, that. I did as Geb asked and left, and I didn't think any more of it until Nadan told me that Aku was in danger as well. I came back, and saw that you had solved that problem.
Um,
And this is the first time he looks at Aku. I'm sorry.
Aku, listening to this explanation, he's like not sat down. He's like crossed his arms and he's sort of like leaning against Hayden's chair where Hayden sat down. And his nose is like slightly wrinkled, like he's got a really nasty taste in his mouth. And he raises an eyebrow, maybe as if to imply that he doesn't 100% believe Rasha.
Rasha seems to vaguely accept the. Probably remember Rasha's pretty insightful. Probably reads the expression. But that's not why you're here, is it?
well,
Quite a long shopping list for you, actually.
I guess the first
Got
thing,
work for you.
It's yes.
well, you kind of already brought it up, is the thing about Geb. Sorry, and he kind of says to Barnes, because he recognizes that probably the rest of the group don't care that much about Geb, but it's the top thing on his mind right now. He kind of leans forward to Rasha over the table and kind of lowers his voice. So, before you showed up, I met Geb again. In like some sort of limbo type room. There was like bars and like water on the ground, and it just like stretched on for miles, and he said that he would send you to bring me back if I agreed to help free him. And I know I really should have learned my lesson about making deals with entities that I don't understand or know anything about. But I also just really don't like being dead, so it just seemed like the only
Don't
option at
worry,
the time.
Hayden. Geb is really cool, actually.
Well,
Geb
yeah,
is really cool.
he's like looked
Yeah.
out for us so far, so, but I don't know how to release him.
Well,
that's what you've been dedicating your life to, so I don't know, how can I help?
That's great. You've come to drop everything and help me.
Oh, we've got some other things to do, but yes, otherwise, yes.
You're sort of maybe item number 5 on the list, maybe.
A little bit of multitasking, maybe?
They're like Rasha seems to put his head like a little bit like this. No, go on.
Well,
What other
this should
calamity have you inflicted upon the world again?
Not one
help
yet,
you
actually.
with help you with what?
Did that again, Luke?
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said, help you with what exactly?
Help me. I've told you that journal I found has pointed me deep beneath Iman, where I believe Geb's prison to be. I'm
Well, of course
going
we'll
there
help
to
you.
free him.
That's understandable. Look, we'll help you, okay? We'll help you. There are just some things we need to take care of, and frankly, if we achieve those goals, I think we'll have more resources at hand to divert your way.
You've never diverted any resources my way in the past. Why would I, even my own life, why would I assume you do so now? You don't
Oh,
need
Why
to
would we
ask.
not?
You don't need to ask that, Ascor. I'm already at the bottom of the list. I'm always at the bottom of the list. You haven't even
Rasha?
come. You haven't asked how I'm doing. You haven't asked after Nadan. All you've initially done is present your problems, or you're going to, what you need me to solve. Again.
He's got a point, though.
No, people had you pegged as not a good communicator, but actually I'm quite impressed by that.
Who said that?
I'm sure
All
they
of
all
you,
said
multiple times, quite often.
it, laughing.
Your comments got very good, actually.
Disrespectful.
Oh, I don't know the story behind that one, actually.
that was a while. Rasha, how have you been since you left?
Bond's like snorts into like an empty glass that he has in front of him.
Well, I don't know. He turns
It's-
the bars. I don't know what to say.
I've been good.
I was sneezing, sorry.
I went home to Otsa. I saw my forge master. He's doing well.
Oh, that's good.
I resurrected Nadan.
Yeah, how's it done?
Recovering from his entanglement with you.
Wait, what do you mean?
His entanglement. Zug!
He's died 3 times.
Yeah, he has
Restoring
died quite a few times, actually.
a soul to a body after that. Difficult. Especially one that was trapped for so long.
Did you know the one that we don't talk about? The cucumber man. Did he make it hard?
Did the cucumber man make it hard?
Yeah. You know the one. Just don't say his real name. He kind of looks around sketchily.
Or Orcus?
Yeah.
Don't just say
Obviously.
that.
Obviously,
Oh.
I don't.
I'm
Rasha,
sorry,
we're
you're asking the
being-
cucumber man. There
Well,
are
I
like
thought
3
you would.
cucumber men.
No, there are only one cucumber man. Like, you know this.
Bonds is just trying really hard not to cackle into his sleeve. He's probably like half covering his face. Like, I can't. I can't!
Hayden will lean across the table and like hoarse whisper to Rasha. We're talking about Vespin.
What? No,
The
we're not. We're
Ves-
talking about Nadan.
But Vespin is gone. He destroyed the wand.
Not quite.
Not technically, actually.
I gave
may
Vespin a
have
hat
survived.
last week. 2
He
days
may have
ago.
survived.
A
He's-
what?
A hat? One of the cute, like, I heart him on hats.
So for context,
Don't worry, Roman is taking care of him.
Right.
when we destroyed the Wand of Orcus, we had to return the wand to the original body, which kind of resurrected the original body, so we kind of brought back Vespin as a lich by accident.
It's super convenient because he actually murdered me, so I need to ask him a few questions. So I'm sort of looking after him.
I'm sorry, who are you? Barnes, right? Was it?
Right, that's me.
You were murdered by Vespin thousands of years ago and you're dead
Correct.
now.
Right, that's the one. But I got better.
So some do, and again looks at Hayden and Aku. Okay. Well, like I said, I've been home. I've done a few of the things I needed to do. And then I came here to fulfill a promise. And
Did you promise?
I promised Gab I'd release him.
Oh, well, that's convenient.
Because we want to do that too.
Yeah.
Yes, the god who has saved your life twice, Hayden, I believe,
Yeah.
and me.
I'm sure he saved my
who-
life at least once.
Thank you, Zug. And me, who was not important enough to be saved. We're number 5 on your list.
That was an estimate, don't take it to heart.
Look, Rasha, I understand that you're upset about what Landrath said. But don't you think that we've really made up for that by leaving me for dead?
Did Rasha didn't know it was Lanharath.
Rasha did not know it was Lanharath, but he might not necessarily know what Aku is talking about.
I left you for dead because I didn't know that what I was doing. You and Lanharath, I don't know what you mean, but you chose my death in full knowledge of what was about to happen. I don't resent that choice. I might have made it too. But don't you all see how you drag... Yeah, you're all victims too, but you drag each other, you drag those around you through terrible circumstances. Little
Rasha,
agency of their own.
you can't.
We've followed the words of a madman to the other side of the world, brought evil about, and then what?
He's at least number 2
Because
on
he
the
was
list.
nice? None of you listened to me. What would you have done if we had? Ghost would be cured or dead. We'd all be better for it. What's happened to Cyrog? Have you checked in? This werewolf plague, it's spreading. Has any of you tried to solve it in any way? What happened with the dragon turtle you awoke?
Objection here, say.
Question
We-
relevance.
We, now you, bumble selfishly between history-altering events and never look backwards. Perhaps you can forgive me for not looking backwards when the one person I have trusted my entire life told me to walk forwards.
You
Asko
can't-
stands back for a second and like his chair pushes away from him slightly and goes, you listen to this guy? Can you believe this guy? We don't have to listen to this crap. Come on. Aku, you wanna listen to this?
Rasha, you can't seriously believe that we all came to you without the intention of saving your life.
My life is not in danger. Not anymore.
Not now. Back then.
So what if you did? I never had that choice. And that's what matters to me. And what I think matters to each of you. Look around you, each and every one of you. Would you place your life in the hands of the 5 or 6 people sitting around us?
Maybe? Probably. I think I have, actually.
And it folds his arms.
Ah.
I don't mean this negatively. I just had space to think. I care about you all. I care about you, Aku, deeply more than the rest. Have any of you seriously looked back upon all that you've done? Have you left anywhere a better place? You left anyone better off for having met you?
That's a very deep question.
Come on then. What are your problems? And why are they more important than my quest to save my god?
Well, shall I start since I've not been talked down for the last little while? Personally, wait, we're going to need to use code names because we just can't talk about this in the open in
I
a pub.
feel like I've just been sat down at a parent-teacher meeting and had my like shit put all on display to my parents.
Well, we'd like to source your services to... What should we start with, guys? What's the most important? Like, right, there were... Do you know the rot flower that appeared in the square the other day? Did you hear about that? There are some circumstances.
did,
The
yes.
guards, their memories are gone. And we need the power of a cleric such as yourself to perhaps restore their memories. You know, the thing with the diamonds that clerics can do.
Yeah, we were trying to figure out who tried to kill everybody in the square.
Right, for great reasons. We're trying to make their lives a better place. World, their positive impression and all that. Solve a
Yeah.
mystery. Also solve the mystery of the murder of Hannah Wasserman. But that's another matter.
It's technically the same matter, actually, just to show that we're not doing too many things at once. That is the main goal.
Look at all the good we're doing in the world. That's my influence, actually. I'm here to good vibes only. Positive outcomes.
Do you just roll a general... I would like you to roll a charisma check for me, Barnes.
No deception on that last one?
No. At this point...
Barnes being a
by the
positive
way,
influence.
Lorian, throughout all of this, has just occasionally been going, oh! like stroking her grungus
was
at
that-
every single thing Rasha has said.
Was that general charisma?
Yeah, general charisma.
Or
a little bardic on that.
Well, I can't bardic, but I can wisdom of a past life. That
Wow.
is
What's
17, 22 total.
22. 22, okay. Get a little side eye from Rasha. I'm sure I can help these guards if that is what you want. You have them.
Great.
You have the diamonds.
Really? That would be swell. Oh,
We
thank you, buddy.
totally don't have the diamonds, do we? No,
We can get some diamonds. I'm sure we can find some diamonds somewhere. I mean, we're in a market. Must be plenty of diamonds around.
As the food arrives, Zark, you look very
Oh,
happy
finally.
as you know all the food kind of sits down and kind of completely are over. You are a little put off as you kind of are munching in to the kind of some of the like a lot, like large lamb shank that's been brought out and like the potatoes. As you look over and go to take a spoon out of the soup, and there's just a grungus in on the spoon. It looks
Oh,
good.
get out! He slaps it out of the soup.
Hey, that's
not yours.
That's
You
my-
didn't pay for that.
hey, that's my property.
Well, this is my property.
You be kind.
God. When Hayden's drink comes, he's gonna kind of sniff it and try to check whether it's been poisoned or not.
Oh my god.
Go for a perception check.
There's a kind of like gestures to everyone, be like, if you guys want some food, you can order some from over there.
I rolled a natural
Are serving
1.
people amazing?
Natural one. It might as well be poisoned. You don't know. You like, grab it and drink it so quickly after the talking down you just had.
Before Hayden drinks, Aku sees Hayden nervously eyeing his drink, clearly deliberating whether he should be drinking out of this cup. And he just reaches down, rolls his eyes, takes a gulp out of his drink, and puts it back on the table.
Hayden kind of like glances at Aku, and then glances at the drink, then glances at Aku again, and he's like, "You good?"
What do you think, Hayden?
Well, I mean, it won't be the first time we died together, so why not? he knocks back the rest of his drink.
Just scowls.
Well, you know, where Aku grew up, they probably, you know.
I think I've answered enough of your questions.
No, go on, Askell. What were you going to say?
Need a minute.
Why?
Yeah, no, go on.
Rest in peace, Luke.
Oh, this isn't a reflection on you. This is your character. Like, don't worry. Don't have to be embarrassed.
Right, I've got
Oh.
Luke's socials ready just in case we need to cancel.
It was actually just size reaction more than anything else. Well, I'm just saying, you grew up in nature, right?
Your point being?
Well, maybe your immune system can. Grungus? I don't know. Do you eat these? I don't know. I don't know.
You think that because I didn't grow up in the Galvadane household, I eat frogs? Is that what you're implying?
No, there are plenty of cultures that eat frogs.
What's wrong with the frog? They're delicious.
I've tried them a few times.
Oh,
No
they're
offense,
okay.
Grungus.
No, slow down. Nobody here eats
Nobody's
frogs.
eating
None
my
of us-
Grungus, all right?
It's not my favorite food, but if I'm pushed,
I'm warning you, Zug.
I'm not going to eat your grungus.
You can eat frogs?
Sure, the legs are pretty good when
You
sauteed.
can eat
in,
almost
like,
anything.
butter and
Like,
garlic and
honestly,
things.
Good.
You'd be amazed at what you can eat.
Could have eaten
Mhm.
frogs.
Yeah, well, I'm sure the opportunity will come around again. Don't worry.
When could you have eaten frog?
Like, when I didn't have anything else to eat and there were frogs hopping about outside the city.
You had nothing to eat,
Yeah.
but you had frogs. Not rats.
Well, I didn't own the frogs.
Mm.
Oh, I would never eat a rat. What's wrong with you? And Cheese It like pokes his head out of Hayden's head and like meeps angrily. at
Sentimental.
Lorian.
I see.
Rats
Yeah,
are
he is.
friends, not food.
You weren't that
Wait,
hungry.
Hayden,
What?
you grew up without food?
I mean, sometimes.
That's awful.
Yeah. Just whatever.
Echo
I
is
see.
staring at Ascor like.
Why is that so funny? A genuine concern.
Because Ascol just expressed an emotion.
I know, what's going on?
Ascor has no idea what poverty is. He's just the idea of not eating is like an alien concept to him.
He's just confused.
It's when you intermittently fast.
For 8 hours, right? At a time.
When you're sleeping.
Why were you dead in the river?
That's a good question, actually.
That's a very good question.
Well, you see, it's a kind of complicated story. I pissed off some bad people, and they killed me. He does an awkward double thumbs up.
Oh, wait, shit. You don't know, do you? He looks at Rasha.
Rasha's literally the one who resurrected. Oh,
No,
wait, you
but
mean, oh, yeah.
The full backstory on that one.
Yeah.
You're gonna tell him?
Tell me what, Hayden.
So...
Unwell kind of stuffing his mouth. Going, he got involved with the class.
Shut up! And he
just looks over at Zug and, like,
he throws himself across the table and slaps his hand over Zug's mouth. Shut the
Zug
fuck
kind of
up!
defends
Rasha-
himself,
Rasha
thinking that
would
you're
like-
going for the food.
Actually, like Gauntlet slightly there, like picks Hayden up by like the back and just like lifts you perfectly vertically and like puts you back on the side of the table. Just staring at you.
Hold on a second. Hold on. You know the class?
Was that question directed at?
No. Rasha. I mean, we sold things to them. Yes.
Ah! Well, I'm surprised they didn't try and kill
Yeah.
you then.
I forgot you're part of that. I
Yes.
mean, it's not world ending or anything, but it's not like you've done
You're
a wand.
Russia, it turns out.
a wand
there's
of
some pretty
hoo-ha,
bad
but-
dudes.
That just surprised me. When you got on your high horse there for a minute, I kind of forgot you were, a drug dealer.
No, I sell weapons.
Oh, you're an arms dealer. Oh, that's all right then.
It's actually a similar sentence.
Is there anything wrong with forging and selling arms?
Well, it depends. You have a license? Is it, sanctioned? Or is it the
He needs more
black
stuffing.
market?
What is
It's
a
very
license?
contextual, actually.
What is a license?
Well, I agree with Ascor. I am quite surprised as to when you suddenly decided to, well,
Fake
act like
agency.
you are better than us.
Not better. I was as much a part of this as the rest of you were.
The only difference is you're not willing to atone.
I am.
Well, prove it. Help us.
No,
I said so.
you're not atoning. You have come here with your own petty problems.
They're
I
actually
will help the
citywide.
guards. Or problems that you've created.
We didn't actually create
I
this
am
one.
doing what the one person who has been kind to me all my life has asked. You. How many times have I saved you? How many times has Geb saved you?
Quite a few, actually.
Thank you, Zug.
Lots. So how do we help you free Geb?
Not entirely clear. I arrived several days ago and have been looking for a way underground for a while. The Cinder Sky is closed off mostly and not advised. There are various tunnels nearby that I've begun exploring, and Nadan has taken some others as best he can. A slow progress.
Well, maybe we can directly help you like this. We're sort of involved with a bad guy who is looking out for things beneath the surface of the ground. And I think we'll be looking for a way down there ourselves. Potentially to be finding information about him. So, I'm under the impression, Mr. Rashavel, that you might know something about the big tentacle creatures from the great beyond. And
The Blood Queen, Piscatheus, yes.
Right, and her assorted brood. Ah,
The Aboleths, yes.
right. You're saying it directly. I was trying to be subtle in the public space, but that's fine. Sure, the aboleths, great. Trying to look for evidence of them below Iman. You wouldn't know anything about that, would you? And what it would confer for the people around the city and any visitors?
I imagine the Queen is below as well, if that is where Geb is. Have you not explained to him?
No, he's sort of a bad guy. But do you think it's likely
Who's a
that...
bad guy?
Oh, no, the person I'm talking about. I think we've just misunderstood something here.
Oh, I'm sorry. The guy investigating, not Geb.
Not Gab. No, he sounds great. He sounds fantastic.
He is
I'm a
great.
big fan of Gab.
He is
Gab
fantastic.
is great.
Geb is great.
Geb
Does
is
he
good.
take people into his church? I'll join. He sounds awesome. If somebody had been affected by an aboleth, like maybe somebody perhaps in this room might have been, in a similar way, the Blood Queen would she be likely doing that herself if somebody went beneath him on maybe 6 or 7 months ago? Would she maybe connect with somebody?
Why are you asking me these questions when Ascor here was the one possessed, controlled, affected?
I don't know. They said you knew about this.
I know the rough history of Geb and the Blood Queen, but I don't know any more about aboleths than the rest of you. Ascor, from my recollection, went below Craghammer or to Craghammer, and that's where this happened. And he was not possessed by the Aboleth Queen. Another Aboleth. Am I correct, Ascor?
Yeah, it sounds accurate enough.
So perhaps if you went below Imon, the same thing would happen to you with a more powerful Aboleth, maybe? I'm unsure.
Well, hold on. We're more powerful people now.
No, I mean the aboleth below Imon is more powerful than the one that might have been below Craghammer that affected you.
Asgore, he just said that their aboleth is better than your aboleth.
Well, that's what it sounded like, and I was deeply offended for a moment.
That's
I don't
what
know.
it is.
Do you feel strongly about your aboleth? Are you sort of
Um,
like buddies?
It is what it is.
Wisdom from the modern age, that. All
Hold
right,
on a
okay,
second.
but
Oh, hold on,
Go on.
hold on. Rasha, do you know what that means?
No, somebody said it to me once, and I repeated it.
Yeah.
Very
thanks
clever.
anyway.
But how much influence does the Blood Queen have?
None. Geb stops her.
Totally nothing at all.
I believe so.
Well, that can't be completely true. Gab's also a prisoner.
He kind of
Yeah,
leans
but-
forward on the table with a finger. Can someone remind me who or what the Blood Queen is?
Do you think the blood? Zug says while kind of stuffing his face with like a big piece of boar meat. He's like, do you think the Blood Queen has anything to do with the blood plague?
Maybe.
How many sessions?
But who just
How many sessions? This is
Why,
2
it
years
took-
ago.
It took
This is
only the
2
smartest
years
characters
No,
to
I
come up
swear
with,
we,
with
I
the
swear
best
we
take.
thought this.
Like,
No, we definitely thought this back
No,
then.
Don't you have a negative modifier on your intelligence right now?
yeah, but
No,
he's lucky.
that's
Don't
so
forget. Don't forget.
That's so stupid. It's obviously correct that none of you. That's like, I was like, yeah, but it's more complicated. But 100% that's correct. Yes. A revision lesson, Hayden. Long ago, this planet, Exandria, was new, and denizens from the stars arrived. The aboleths. They colonized this world, created life, and ruled. Predominantly underwater, but land started forming. The citizens of that world began to worship other beings. Those feelings and beliefs brought those other beings into existence, and they fought the aboleths for control. The aboleths lost, but in order to ensure the continued imprisonment and defeat, Geb heroically sacrificed himself to become the prison for their leader. Yes. Oh no.
That's fact.
Hello.
So kind of like Zug like snaps a big bone and just kind of like starts picking me off. He goes, "At what point did the big tree come into it?"
I think that's when the gods fought amongst themselves.
Ah, what about Queen Marika?
Who? Or from that children's story, my forge master read me about the Elden Ring.
Oh,
It
that's
was
the
my
same one I got
favorite.
read when I was a kid. Oh, you know the story. Oh,
It was my favorite bedtime story.
mine too. Oh,
My
fantastic.
favorite character was Morgoth.
Do you know, I remember this story, but I don't remember it being appropriate for children in any sense.
No, it was actually the most appropriate for children of all the stories I was read.
Yeah, it definitely was. It was my favorite.
You know, I never got the ending. Just that last line. You died.
Great.
I liked the choose your own adventure aspect.
But you died. It's so avant-garde.
Not all it cracks up to be, really. Dying. It's alright.
So-
Wouldn't really recommend it.
That's the history of your god. Hayden, and yours too, Zug. And maybe yours too now, Barnes.
You know, you should write this down and make a book.
Geb
Very interesting.
wished to be forgotten for the longest
Oh.
time while he attempted to formulate a way to imprison the Queen without the need for his power sustaining the cage. He has achieved that. That is why he reached out to me.
I see.
What is that method, you know?
I don't.
Oh.
That's
Must be
crazy.
some very
You've
powerful
got to
magic.
find out.
What if it's like suck the souls of everybody in a mon? Will you do
That
it?
is disrespectful. Frankly, that is disrespectful.
We're talking in hypotheticals. What
Yep.
if it is, though?
Geb deserves to be free.
That's a half answer. Are you sure you don't want to run for Master of Commerce?
Master of what?
You know, the election happening.
No.
Cool.
It's a pretty big election happening, buddy.
Oh, hello. So, Spice Boys, you have met up with Rasha. You have discussed many, many things. However, I believe Barnes was currently interrogating him as to what would he do to free Geb.
Jamie, could you give us a TLDR recap of what happened just for the break? Because I was very distracted trying to fix tech issues.
Yes. Rasha explained to you the brief history of the Abyss gods being in a cage, and he said, you know, Geb has found a way of freeing himself without having the Queen escape, but Geb hasn't shared this with him, and I believe Barnes said, you know, what if that method is sucking 1,000 souls out of it, all the souls out of him on? To which Rasha replied, Geb deserves to be free.
Yo, Rasha's corrupt.
Can I insight check this chappy, this new man who I know nothing
Happy
about?
chappy.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, that is a 15.
15. Okay.
Jamie, back to here, editing on the fly, boys.
Hello. What are you looking for?
I just want to try and understand, like, what sort of mental state this guy's in. Like, what vibe am I getting from him? When he was dressing down the party earlier, was it malice? Was he trying to...
No, so you got a little bit of, like, a need to explain his decisions, but also exasperation, and a little bit of defensiveness. It was more defensive, like trying to justify it, actions taken. Also, with kind of general mental state, you get the sense that he's like pretty confident that pretty confident is what you get.
Oh,
and the 15, you can get that. He's you get the sense, decent amount of sadness as to what's happened.
Yeah, well, he hasn't expressed that very well, has he? So,
all right, so you'll free Geb at any cost. We've established that one. Is there any light you can shed on the whole Hannah Wasserman thing with the people not dying, not moving on? We thought that you might have some wisdom to share on that.
I know as much as you did. Did you not pursue what you learned from the Raven Queen's followers?
I'm sort of playing catch up here. No, I guess not.
Aku, for a short period of time, pretended to be the champion of the Raven Queen and was bequeathed this secret knowledge and garments and...
Wait, shit, really?
Yes.
I did no such thing. I had this position assumed onto me, which I
Mm.
did not act upon.
All right, the two of you. I think there's something maybe going on here. Maybe we've not been entirely honest about how we're feeling about everything. And I don't want to do this while Zug's having lunch, but shall we just maybe reset a little bit? Aku, is there anything you want to say to Rasha? Rasha, is there anything you want to say to Aku?
Well, considering how long Rasha and I spent together and what good friends we were, and after everyone rushing to save Rasha as our #1 priority, can I add?
Ghost
I
showed
don't
me.
really
Ghost
understand why
showed
Rashaval
me.
is so unhappy to help us, as if he wasn't part of what we did before.
Showed me how you all acted when I left. You barely spoke about me.
Well, I imagine the crux of it is probably the whole choosing that you should die thing. Right, that's maybe... Sure, you made it for good decisions, logical reasons. I probably would have done the same. And Rashaval, I get the sense you would have made the same decision as well. But there's no way that that doesn't just hurt, right? So I think maybe let's give this man some space to feel sad about what has happened to him. Because that sucks, it really does. And maybe...
Taken the space.
Would you like a little more? Because you still seem a little bit upset. And Aku, obviously, is hurt from not having been resurrected. There are obviously problems here. If we're going to be helping each other out, I just think it's important that we just clear the air and sort of move on happily.
From the sounds of it, Rashaval has no intention of helping us.
That's not true. I'm just questioning.
I'm sorry. What's going on tonight? Sorry, Discord DC'd. I'm back.
I'm just questioning your priority list, as always. Perhaps this time you'd want to take my advice.
Well, I'd be keen to hear it. What is your advice?
Assist me in freeing Geb. That's why I left. That's why Hayden was saved. That's the mission Hayden's been given. What are you doing otherwise?
Well, for the record, we've offered. We said we'd happily help you free Geb.
Okay. So we will proceed from here under that assumption.
I have a question
Come
for
on,
you,
do you not
Rasha.
trust us? That assumption? You think we're not going to try? Come on.
Assumption. Intention, perhaps. Yeah, yes.
I've always had an unwavering belief in you and your beliefs, but I understand that Geb is real and that you follow Geb. But did you really not think a bit further as to whether this voice, this communication, is in fact your god and not something more dangerous? I mean, humans can resurrect people. Humans can heal people. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're gods.
Geb has spoken to me since I was a child. And you should know what he means to me more than anyone else. You've never questioned your faith, have you, Sylvanus?
You,
The difference.
Maybe you're following, but never your belief in who he is.
No, and that's correct. And I'm aware that of how much Geb means to you. But Sylvanus has never asked me, never spoken in words, to ask me to free him. He's never asked me to.
Is he imprisoned?
A Divine Gate sort of is a prison, right?
Indeed.
Aku, at this point, you hear psychically in your head, look, you have a point. We know you have a point. But if we want his help, I don't think we're doing the right thing by asking these questions. This is a man of faith here. You should know that. We can't pry him from his god. We still need to work out if that's something we want to do. We've not spoken about it.
Look, Rasha, I don't want you to misunderstand me. I'm not questioning your faith or your god. What I am questioning is whether or not the voice that you've heard from a young age has actually, in fact, been Geb. It could be any form of, well, anything. And he looks like a bit awkward, but as much as we clearly don't see eye to eye on what's happened in the past, as you first said, we still care for each other. Why would we want you going alone to unleash this, whatever it could be, which you don't have solid proof of what it is, in...
I've said before, I said it's in Hadan. It doesn't matter what it is.
But you have to understand, just because something has given you solace, something has given you a friend, does not mean that it will be a good entity. It does not mean it will bring you happiness or even care about what's best for you. I mean, you've given all of your loyalty to this creature, whether it be Geb or not.
Who has never done me wrong.
Yet.
Yet. It is the choice I am making, the choice that you all denied me.
Who'd you have left in your life apart from Gab, Rashavel?
My forge master, my home, and you. Well, them.
Right, not me, sorry.
No. I'm sure you're nice. I still consider you all friends. I just felt... Well, I've said how I felt. You've heard it lots of times now. I'll help you with your guards. I just would expect that when I need you, we'll be there.
Well, let's mutually figure out a way to get beneath him on. If it's through the Cinder Scar, maybe we can do it together. We've got a purple worm, by the way. If you want to just set one loose and let it go wild and dig downwards, we could do that.
That sounds good.
Yeah, should we just drop the worm and just let it rip?
Maybe not here.
I mean,
maybe.
Sure. Well, that's an option. Great.
Hold on,
Good.
that's a great question. The dynasty, right? I'd refer to the Kryn dynasty. Is the dynasty?
Yeah.
They control these worms, right?
They hatch them, look after them, yes. ride them
Well-
into war.
You ride them so they tame these things, or they have some level of control, is all I'm saying. We're gonna have to find out how to do the same thing.
Maybe we could just exert magical control on it. Dominate its mind. Can we do that? I can't do that. I can do it to people, but not monsters.
I don't know if we want to rely on that. It's temporary, magical.
Saying I'm not reliable. I'm so
You
reliable.
can
Not
mind
that I can do it.
control people?
Sure, I can make them do anything I want, really.
We haven't done that to me.
No. Why would I do that to my friends? Apart from Asgore when he telekinesis is Hayden across a room, then I'm gonna do it.
Oh, fair enough.
He does that.
Yeah.
Look, I'm happy to help you all. I do care about you all, and I would save you if I could. I just think it's important you all realize the effect you have on people around you, the power you wield, and the choices you take from people. While pursuing your own goals.
Look, Rasha, it's a hard thing to be killed by somebody you care about or condemned by them at any rate. It's hard. But of course it hurts. Of course you feel sad about it. You've got your space. Take more of it, because that's not the sort of hurt that just heals immediately. Aku didn't want to make that choice. It wasn't really even Aku, so we can say that much. If you're mad, be mad at Lanharat. But I don't get the sense you're mad. Just, you've been through something pretty hard. And I respect that. Don't feel the need to do anything for anyone but yourself, really. Take the time that you need.
Is that why you came here, to tell me to take the time I need, or to ask for my help?
Well, it's your choice in the end, isn't it? I'm not going to make you do anything you don't want to do. As a friend of your friends, my advice is to just do whatever the hell you want and whatever makes you happy. And if making you happy is putting your finger up to these guys and leaving, then do it. But if helping them would make you happy in some regard, then do that.
It doesn't make me happy.
What does?
Rocks. Forging. Geb.
Okay. Simple needs, simple pleasures. Do that!
Being underground.
Great! Well, let's just go underground then. That'll be so fun.
You'll remind me of somebody.
Is this going to be a flattering comparison or not?
No.
Why does nobody have anything nice to say about me, guys? I swear to the gods, I try so hard to be nice to y'all.
You're literally an undead.
Really, is it a zombie thing? Is that really the source of the problem?
We can feel it. This guy's a cleric. Do you know how that goes down?
Oh, true.
Do you have weird connections to elder evil gods?
Well, I used to work for Asmodeus, so there's that.
Okay.
How was that?
Oh, is
How
that
was that?
it?
Yeah.
Oh,
I said, how was that?
I have
Were there
no
any
idea.
benefits?
I don't remember. Who knows? Maybe it was sick. I have no
Did you
idea.
have
Were you
Indeed.
like a shrink or what? Asmodeus is shrink.
I have absolutely no clue whatsoever. Maybe I just spoke to him and we just had lunch together. Maybe I shined his shoes. Maybe I terrorized him. I have no idea.
Interesting.
Are you not worried about that?
Oh, I'm very worried. Yeah, I'm actually really quite worried. Sure, of course I'm worried. But you know, one thing at a time. I'll figure something out. I have a plan. It'll be all right.
Really? Yeah.
Sure. I'm going to tell
Right.
him that I am trying to serve him in my continued unlife by wresting control of him on, by putting my friend as one of the members of parliament. Do you see? But I'm
Oh,
not
that's what
actually
it's
going to be
about.
doing that. I'm just going to tell him I'm doing that. I mean,
Is
I'm
that-
doing it, but it's not for his benefit. Genius.
that-
So you just have a. He's not doing a telephone sign, of course. You just have a direct line to.
Well, he has a hotline to me. I haven't tried reaching out to him, but maybe I should. Should do it right now.
Is this the first time we're talking about this?
No, I said this morning at breakfast.
You said you have a hotline to Asmodeus.
Sure. Probably. And he just kind of stares at you.
The comparison in some way grows less apt, but more so. What are the other 3 things on your list? Gods, the fate of my god.
Something about Hannah Wasserman.
I can't
So
have.
that's God, guards, girl.
Well, there's the whole thing with you and you know what, the grand plan and
The grand plan.
the grand plan.
Is there a 5th G?
Oh, well, there's sort of the clasp, the revenge. But that's involved in the
gangs.
grand plan. But that's involved in the grand plan.
I will happily aid you in revenge on any who hurt Aku.
That's sweet.
Hayden kind of shifts uncomfortably in his seat as people start talking about getting revenge on the clasp and busies himself by sipping from his drink.
Hayden, you're looking suspicious over there. Share with the class.
Um,
You don't hide from my eyes, you know.
what? No, fine. We're good. We're
Great.
good.
Great. This is so unproductive. What are our next steps?
I think it's the gods.
Shall we just go get that out of the way?
Let's. Where are they?
We have absolutely no
Zug?
idea. Right,
Huh?
Zug.
I mean, I guess, I don't know, barracks? I mean, which one would I remember? And he kind of tries to query himself. I assume he'll have loose knowledge of, because the ones he recognized, where they might be.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't know whether you imagine though they've probably been given what happened, they might have been taken to the temple district for healing rather than the barracks.
Well, we used to go to this particular place when people got really, really hurt. So, you know, like proper messed up. Like them. It's in
And
the
they
temple district.
would have gone probably to the temple of Sarenrae.
Temple of Sarenrae.
Great.
Yeah. I don't
Not
think
a
it's too far from here.
necromancer. Oh, you don't do necromancy, do you?
No, we don't really do necromancy. It's illegal. You get hung
Oh.
for that.
Huh.
I like the temple district. There's no temple to the apprentice.
Alan Sugar?
No, the American version.
Wait, do you
No.
still have that show? Eric made Alan Sugar had a television program.
Last time we
You, I
don't
don't
have
like
these
the way you talk. I don't like your business. You're disintegrated. You're fireballed.
Oh, that's canon.
Hey.
You and Aspen knew each other. I met him a few times. He was an asshole.
No, the Allhammer. Moradin, the god. The
Why is he-
liar.
Oh. I wouldn't say that too loudly. That's sort of like blasphemy. Isn't it? Is it blasphemy? Can you say that?
Say that.
I don't care.
Oh, nice.
Oh, Rasha with the backbone. Let's go.
Whoa.
Hayden didn't say
We've
that.
come a
that
long
was
way,
me.
buddy.
Thanks, Sock. I've been practicing.
I love him.
So to the gods.
The
Yeah.
gods.
The what? The guards or the gods?
The gods.
Well, I
Bit
guess
of
both
both.
in this case.
Yeah. All right. Get going.
I imagine we have the most awkward walk there ever was.
Okay, how did you get outside, Lorian's?
Fantastic.
Well, it's not a shame, but I'm not really welcome in the Temple District. Had a little falling out with our little priestess one day, and I'm gonna go mind my shop. But y'all take care. That's not a good accent. Come back someday, and well, come back soon. Say hi. A little.
I need to buy more
I'll be
drugs
watching you
from
with a little grungus if you want, and kind of
Uh-huh.
presents a little grungus to you to take.
Who would like to bear the grungus?
Zug grabs it. I promise I won't eat it.
Better not. I'll know.
Fine, I won't.
I will know.
Well-
Besides, I'm full at the moment anyway.
I can tell. Like little pot belly time.
For that, grazie and buongiorno.
You're an odd one, but remember me when you're master of commerce. Anyway, yeah, begins to walk off, and Grungus kind of sits in Eski's hand and goes, Eski, Sug, and go, bleh, bleh, and pumping vomits a little bit in your hand.
Oh, we're gonna have to train you a little better than that. He's just gonna like kind of just
Hold up.
flicking
don't
it
worry.
off.
I'll press to digitate the vomit away, and it will. Your hand will be sparkly clean up.
Wow, magic is amazing.
I'm going to teach you this one. I'm determined. This is the most useless spell in the world. We'll figure it out.
Wow.
You never have to slick your own hair back. It'll just do it. I just click my fingers, and it's nice and goofy and clean.
You know, I've not changed underwear since the Underdark because of this spell.
That's both disgusting, but also quite admirable. Can you
Wait,
mend
wait,
it as
how-
well if it gets threadbare?
Well, look, how's it disgusting? How's it disgusting?
Well, it's not, right? It's perfectly clean.
That's what I mean. So why would you say it's
Right.
disgusting? I don't know why you'd say it's disgusting.
Well, at the same time, it's sort of both is and isn't, right? Conceptually, it's awful, but at the same time, it's absolutely fine. Is it threadbare? Do you
sure,
need any
yes.
mending? Do you have any holes in it? Can you fix
Wait,
them?
No, there's no holes in my underwear. You know,
I
I
get holes in my
If you
underwear
wear the same
sometimes.
Done the
clothes every
finest-
day,
yeah, well, but you don't. Maybe I don't know what you wear in the future. Maybe you free ball it.
past. I'm from the
But what I-
past.
Yeah, the future, the past, same thing. I mean, you had something that was like cooking food by itself.
Materializing it, right?
That was amazing.
Mm-hmm. Hope Essex
That's the
has figured
future.
out how to power it.
Were you making a joke, or could you actually fix holes in underwear?
Of course I can fix holes in underwear. Do you need-
Really? I get holes in my underwear all the time.
Alright, bring me your pants later and I'll fix them.
Doug, they didn't teach you how to mend clothes in
No,
the
I mean, you know,
training academy?
you know how to do it, but like, well, I mean, it didn't used to happen, but I feel like my thighs have got a bit bigger since we first started on this track. And now I just feel like maybe they're a bit small. for me.
muscular.
Doug's stomach thick.
Big, thick
Mhm.
thighs.
The
Straight.
friction of the thighs.
I'll
That's
fix
my-
them up later. We can't be having holy pants.
He's got strength 20 thighs. Whatever they look like.
So, walking along, it is the most awkward, quiet walk. Rasha a couple of strides behind the party. I'm going to assume unless somebody says anything, you will walk in vague silence or kind of awkwardly looking around at each other.
I was talking about pants.
Okay. Barnes making conversation, trying to, obviously completely aware of the awkwardness and trying to break it anyway. And
Hayden's
Temple
gonna
District.
Hayden's
Go.
gonna look at Aku while they're all talking about underwear and ask him, "Is this a problem that you suffer from as well?"
Aku zoned out once people started talking about holes in underwear, so he's not really sure what the question is.
I tried to embarrass you, and instead I've embarrassed myself.
Reverse.
Yeah, like getting holes in your clothing. Never mind. And he's gonna walk off very quickly.
Aku looks once again concerned for Hayden's mental health.
A rough time, man. Anyway, going to the Temple District.
As you get there, the vast, huge temples to Erathis, Bahamut, and smaller temples to the Raven Queen, Pelor, Horde, and Melora are very prominent. The colors, the imagery, the iconography blazing away, but there's significantly smaller places to worship, small shrines, essentially, compared to the cathedrals and churches. To Ayun, Evandra, Sylvanus, and Sarenrae. The chapel for Sarenrae, however, is still a beautifully carved, maintained, presented building with grass and flowers and wild meadows kind of strewn a little bit around the outside. The kind of symbol of Sarenrae, which is a humanoid-ish phoenix clasping a jewel above, emerging from the flyer, is emblazoned on the front, and the windows kind of various stained glass. Obviously not the most noblest or the most expensive, but clearly very cared for. And as you walk inside, it's warm and comforting. And there's kind of a central altar, along with the similar icon kind of at the back. Various rows of benches, presumably where someone would give a sermon. However, there are rooms kind of leading off, and as you can kind of look through each of them, you can see kind of beds and sheets laid over them, and there's quiet whispering as people are talking to those and feeding those who are clearly recovering. And an elderly man, kind of wizened face, kind of robes a small little symbol of the Everlight draped around his neck, kind of as like Quadroid approaches you, goes, "Welcome to the home of the Everlight. How may I assist you on this day? I am Father Rhea."
Wow, you're so pious. That was the most pious sounding greeting I've ever heard. Real pleasure. We are looking for the guards who were injured in the town square attack by the giant zombie rot flower.
Are
Congratulations.
you family or colleagues?
He's
How
a
related-
doctor, actually. He's a doctor.
And also
Doctor
the husband
colleagues.
of one of the afflicted.
Oh, which one?
Marek.
Roll a deception check.
Oh, drop to merit.
I feel like we really didn't have to do it this way.
That's a 25.
Merrick, I see. My condolences. They're all doing okay, but we're monitoring carefully. And the rest of you, family, friends,
Colleagues.
colleagues, yes. very well. If you wouldn't mind coming with me, please. And he kind of ushers you into kind of into the side and takes you to one of the various treatment rooms on the west side of the chapel, and you can see kind of like this is there are nice kind of mattresses and quilts laid out in sheepskin, and but it's not beds. It's not the nicest necessarily, although it's only the most luxurious. It's functional, if comforting, and some of the guards who you recognize are, wearing kind of basic linen now and are clearly being cared for. You can see a couple of got either, those who are wearing ceremony robes or outfits kind of tending to them. They're a couple of them are sleeping. However, one of them, Rogrim, who you will remember as the first one you took the amulet off, kind of swings towards you and immediately recognizes Zug and is like, Zug, you survived.
Yes, we survived. It was a
A
tough
few
one,
months-
but we made it out.
Yeah, I never got your name, but where are the others? I kind of runs up and almost like awkwardly goes to hug you, Zug.
He kind of hugs him back, claps him on the back, goes, "Yeah, it's okay."
Goes to hug Barnes as well.
Oh,
I-
hello.
I thank you. Where are the others? I was just
They're,
thinking
they're
too.
around. They're here, actually. They're just taking the day to experience the world through a different skin. Different perspective.
I don't understand.
Disguises. They're in disguise.
Oh, it's the rest of you. Oh, I don't know which one of you it was who pulled the amulet off me. It was the tall one with the spear. I'm
Say the handsome one. It's all right.
the handsome one with the spear. I'm.
I am still, in fact, the tall one with the spear.
Oh yeah,
just
shit. Sorry.
different
Yeah,
coloured hair,
I'm
so-
yeah. Sorry. Hugs you. Thank you. I don't know what would, but I know exactly what would have happened to me if not for your intervention. And me and my men, I'm very grateful.
How are you feeling now?
Do you know how sometimes you go on and you go and you drink and you eat something and then you don't feel right for a couple of days? I'm that times about 7. I constantly feel like I'm about to vomit, and I'm just worried it's never going to go.
Well, I'm glad that we could help you, but
Well, I choose this over whatever happened to Bezorm.
well, would you mind if we just asked you some questions? We might have something that could help you. We're not sure. Of course, we can't make promises, but
Of course. I mean, whatever you or any of you needs, whatever I can do.
Is there a quiet room? And he turns to the priest. Is there a quiet room that we could take this chap into?
I'd be more comfortable with a healer nearby, someone to watch him. I hope you aren't to ask too much of this recovering man.
Well, then it's a good job that we have the best healer ever here. And he's gonna turn around and point to Rashavel. He is super powerful. Super, super good at healing stuff. In fact, would Bonds have heard of Pike from Vox Machina in the days in the city?
No.
In fact, a super powerful person taught him everything that he knows. And he healed everyone after the whole Cinder King thing, so he's like the best. He'll be good.
I don't doubt him or your intentions. These men are in my care, and I would see them at least watched.
All right, well, then you're going to hear some pretty disturbing things. Namely, we're here to investigate how on earth these poor men were ensorcelled into the thing to begin with. So, if you hear anything that's maybe a little off colour, I'm going to have to swear you to secrecy on pain of death, if that's all right with you. And he's going to stare kind of like intensely at him.
Make an intimidation check.
I'm going to add a d6 to it as well. Oh, pog. 13 plus 15. 28.
Of course, doctor-patient confidentiality can, of course, extend to visitors, and it's just I need to be there to make sure this man's okay.
Right. Sworn to secrecy. Fine, alright. How are we doing this, guys?
Well, he kind of like bats like Barnes's like natural charismatic and like bubbly energy kind of slightly away from the injured man. And before we try anything, do you have any memories of what happened? Anything, well, did you notice anything unusual? Any way that somebody could have put this item on you without you noticing? A spell, a curse, anything like that? When did you start to feel unwell?
I started to feel unwell that morning, gradually growing. I don't remember putting the amulet on, and I don't remember somebody giving it to me. I've thought about this a lot, as you can probably imagine. I can only conclude that it must have been snuck into in some way the armor or the undergarments, or it came on as something I was
The
putting on
undergarments.
as I was preparing for the job for the day. I don't, or in some way my memory is lying to me, and because I simply do not remember it. I put my uniform on as ever, went out on patrol, and felt unwell, but didn't think anything of it until it was at the rally and began to feel like I couldn't stand up on my own volition, and then I couldn't move on my own volition.
Who would have access to your belongings that morning? Or your person?
Anyone else with access to that barracks, anyone else who any of the family members of any of the guardsmen, our quartermaster, the armor smith, prepare the food. It's between you and I, it's not the most secure place in M1, because who the hell's going to break into where the guards live?
Well, let me ask you, how many people would you say have access?
Hundreds.
Were there any guards working that day that didn't seem to be affected by the amulet? Or amulets?
Well, I think you saw that every guard at the rally was affected, which would have required knowledge of guard assignments. I haven't heard any stories, and I haven't seen anyone here of anybody else who anyone else working that day who wasn't assigned to the rally who was affected. No.
We'd like to try and investigate the possibility of memory alteration. If that's all right with you.
I'm in your debt. Whatever you need. What does it involve?
I'm not sure. Turns to Rasha.
We'll need the cleric to cast a spell just to rest. Is it actually called Greater Restoration? Like, is that something that people would know? Like,
Yeah, I
in
would.
the
Let's just
world?
call it powerful restorative magic.
Okay. So yeah, he says
You
that.
know.
Uh, uh, is it going to hurt? This is no. If it's the spell I'm familiar with, it will cure you of most of your ails. Although I'm not sure about the amulet's affliction, but you might feel better for a while. It kind of looks at Rael and looks back at the rest of you. It's not Rael. What am I talking about? Rael. Looks at the thing and well, whatever you need, and kind of holds his hand out almost to Rasha, like a bit uncertainly, and Rasha sighs and we didn't pick up any diamonds, and kind of pops off one from his many adorned diamonds across his armor.
Yes, we really do abuse you for your resources, don't we?
I'm sure you'll get used to it. The diamond kind of shatters into lots of little like individual shards that quickly almost like liquefy and turn into gold and kind of affix on the hand and run up. And you see them kind of into the chest, and a warm kind of glow spreads out for a second as cast Greater Restoration. And Rogan kind of seems like stretched back for a second and kind of puts over so slightly and then stands up. And you can see his like face is flushed and his eyes are quite a lot more aware than they have been since you walked in, and standing a bit straighter. And that's quite the shot. That's curious.
What? What secrets have been unearthed?
We had an inspection that day.
Oh?
Go on.
Of our equipment.
And who ordered it and carried it out?
It's all Frenna.
By some chance, was it?
We'd had new equipment delivered.
From where?
New equipment? By who?
Halbard Systems.
Halbard Systems.
The Master of Development had ordained it, and it was an inspector I didn't recognize who came to check our equipment was in order for the rally. And generally,
Describe them.
yes, although memories coming back fleetingly, they were small, slender, very well dressed, spectacles, kind of cropped, thrown back black hair, looked at you as if you were a number, green eyes.
Well, that's not unusual.
Kind of cold lip, and high-pitched accent. Ascor, this sounds incredibly similar to your father's personal assistant and secretary.
What did I say, guys? What did I say?
Ah,
False flag, baby. And Barnes and probably Barnes Hayden.
The last time this person was mentioned was in the letter you received or got from the assassins, as he is the one. As it's not Siegfried who wrote the letter; it was Siegfried's. It was from the desk of Heinrich's personal assistant at the behest of Siegfried.
Ooh.
Makes sense. Ascor, using his telepathy invasive thoughts ability, probably shares it with everyone here except Zug, because Zug's got that loose jaw, and probably Rasha actually as well, because things are new. I rock the boat. So those of you probably just hear in your head, just keep it quiet, bud. I think I know who this is. It's Galverdane family.
Bonds loudly says, "Shit, really?"
Pardon?
I just thought that I'd left
Uh,
my
His
oven
name
on.
is Cecil Fortemp.
Cecil Forte.
For temp.
For Tom.
Fortemp.
For
Are
Fortemp.
you fucking serious?
How dare
Yeah.
you? How
Oh
dare
my
you?
God.
This was the last time Clued heard this name. She hadn't played FF14.
How
Do not besmirch the
dare
name
you.
of House for Tom.
How do I spell
John
that?
Edmond
Fortemp?
would never.
Fortempe.
S
S
S.
S
No, there's no
or
S.
Tomps.
Legally
you
distinct.
don't
Legally
Yeah.
distinct. Hold on, let me-
Just googled it. Lovely.
Right. Okay. Huh. Have no fear. We shall bring this miscreant to justice.
Why did I forget this? I'm.
Don't worry, I forget things all the time.
Hold on. Do you know, guys, it's quite a powerful bit of magic to wipe somebody's memory. Let alone all of them. And he casts his eyes over all the gods in the room. That's quite a capability.
Sorry, you suggesting somebody's mind got wiped? That's ridiculous. You hear in your head, don't give this guy ideas.
Oh, yeah. I'm probably misunderstanding. I'm not so good at thinking, you know, and he twirls a bit of blonde hair. Sorry, I let my imagination get carried away.
No, this is interesting and certainly worth certainly
No.
worth pursuing.
I really don't think so. I think I just said something sort of dumb.
Actually, I just remembered
Ignore
something
me.
else.
Blondes have all the fun, but none of the good thoughts, so...
Now that I feel better. Zug,
Yes.
where the absolute hell have you been?
Oh, that's a long story.
What's happening?
It is a long story, and one that better save you from being court-martialed.
Well,
Ugh.
well, first things first, I was on an airship from Craghammer and it crashed.
Yes,
Out in
you
the
left.
middle of nowhere.
You weren't supposed to leave.
I didn't mean to get on the airship in the first place. It was a
How do you
miscommunication.
accidentally get on an airship?
I was a bit drunk.
You know, we've been worried sick about you, in between being angry.
Well, I mean, that's, it's good that you're worried because I almost died multiple times. But I made it back to Amon. It took a very long time. It was a long journey. I went to a lot of different places.
It's been 5 months, Zug.
Yes, it's really hard by foot.
I could have
It's a long
cut
way.
one foot off and hopped in that time.
Well, there's a plague going on, and I
There
got
wasn't 5
teleported.
months ago.
I got teleported around in quite a few different places and different planes of existence. I mean, like, guys, that's terrible. Like, we went, it was a long journey. We went different places, right?
Neither
Zug's
deny
a
nor
victim
confirm
and-
that statement.
Zug's a victim, and we're glad to have him back.
All right, looks
Victim
like
of
I'm back
what?
just in
Incredibly poor timekeeping.
Can you really be court-martialed for poor timekeeping, though? That's
Yes,
You
you
can
can,
be
actually.
court-martialed for abandoning an important position and not giving any notice for 5 months.
How's it
Wait,
going to
what
give
position
notice?
Sorry,
was-
2 seconds first, game.
Oh.
Bets on Essie's getting told off for shouting.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello.
Sorry about that, I got interrupted.
No, it's a problem. As he continues just shouting at you. No letters, no messages.
I sent plenty. They must have just not got through.
Deception.
No. Okay. What even is my deception? +1 apparently. So that is 7. I'm not re-rolling.
You didn't send a
As,
single letter, did you, Zug? You've never been a good liar.
I sent like at least one.
He
As
can
long
write,
as,
you know.
like-
No, he can't.
I can write actually, just not very well.
I wouldn't call that writing.
That's what my mum used to say.
Have
Did
you
you
been
say
to see her?
Look, it's been quite a long journey, and like I look at this, and he pulls out his huge axe and be like, "Look, we were doing, you know, I got kind of pulled along with a lot of different things, and I mean, this is mine now."
You better have the mother of all good stories when I brought this to Vines.
You want to report
mean-
this? Why do you want to report this?
I mean, I do have a pretty good story, actually. That is true, but I don't know whether he would entertain it.
What's the guy's name again?
Rogrim.
Sorry, again.
Rogrim.
Aku. Friendly. If that's
Really puts
something-
poison into his water.
something that Aku is capable of. Aku, he puts his hand on. Fuck, I've forgotten his name already.
Rogrim.
Rogrim's shoulder, and he leans in and he kind of. Well, Rogrim, I understand that this is a very serious matter, but I feel that there's been a misunderstanding here. Zug has not been in his right mind. In fact, he has been dealing with a rather nasty curse in which he has employed our help to cure him of. He was in fact captured and, like I said, has not been sound of mind for quite a number of months, and I imagine that that's the reason why he has not reported back. Can I just ask, we have done you and your men a great favor by, well, to be frank, saving your lives. Surely you could perhaps let this one slide. Especially considering you haven't seen Zug today. As he looks over at Zug's very shoddy, very, very shoddy disguise.
Handlebar mustache.
You can absolutely make a persuasion check with advantage.
Give me 1 second. My roll20 died when my PC died.
And you heard the man. He thought he'd been to different planes of existence. I'm doing all I can for him, but it's just a lot, you know.
Do I have to roll persuasion or can I roll deception? Because
You can roll intimidation if you want.
no, I want to roll deception because he's a lying motherfucker.
You are lying. Persuading him to lie for you, I think, is the.
Aku's definitely lying when he says that Zug was captured and his mind.
No, yeah, but the
else and
implication is that like, fine, you can roll deception.
No. If that's the deal, I'll roll persuasion. Although I already have advantage on persuasion, so that's sad.
Such.
20.
Kind of like puffers down a little bit, like the chest comes in, breathes out. You, both of you, looking at Aku and Zug, saved me and my men.
We
And
did.
I'm forever grateful. But Zug,
Yeah.
you do have a lot of explaining to do, and I am willing to grant you the opportunity and time. Present yourself and explain yourself. Because people have missed you, people have worried, and you let people down. People died in Craghammer's.
Technical difficulty. We will be back momentarily.
I never meant to hurt you. I didn't really mean the words I said.
Hello.
We are back.
Hello.
Hello.
We're back. All right. Lord Gnostic Greyspine, Zug, you were assigned to guard his carriage. It was an attack, and he died.
Remind me on who this guy is again?
Lord Gnostic Greyspine is the leader of one of the leading families of Crackhammer.
Ah.
Does Zug also say, remind me who that is again?
No.
Oh.
No, Zach remembers. Yes, he does. Oh, he remembers. He totally remembers who this guy is. What about... Wait, Zach wasn't the only one there, right? Like, on this little envoy mission.
No, absolutely not. Along with Brem, Sif.
Wait, they all died?
Yes, Zug. As we thought you had, until someone reported seeing you getting on an airship, and then in the Silvercut Crossroads, and then no more.
Wow, that's gonna look like I did something really sketchy. That's not good. Ah.
Until you
Huh.
turned up today, I believed you were dead. Obviously, you have certainly been associated with some sketchy shit. So like I said, you need to
Well.
present yourself to Vimes with your friends, and I can back up your actions of the last couple of days. But they don't
DM, how
let
long
somebody
have you been talking
else.
to this guy for?
Like 10 minutes.
Cool. You probably hear Barnes in your head. Look, should I just fucking wipe this guy's memory?
Oh, dude, I sort of think that Zug needs to hear this. And it will help to have him vouch for us.
Like I said, I'm happy to say you saved my men and you've done good.
Well,
There was an inquiry, Zug, and
completely honestly, I don't actually remember why I got on the airship. It was a very long time ago.
I thought you said it was a mistake.
It was a mistake. Like, I wasn't supposed to be on it, obviously. But I can't remember why I was on it. I just kind of woke up on it. So I'm not 100% sure what happened.
I suspect, given your actions today, a lapse of judgment might be explainable, but... And I reiterate, it's been 5 months.
Yeah.
Whatever, and I am willing to believe your friends and you, but others... That's a damn good story, Zug.
I mean, I can promise it will be I mean, it is a very good story, for sure, in terms of stories, as stories go. Very interesting one. A lot happened.
A
A
believable
lot involving...
story?
Would you say it's believable? You touched on the rest of the people. I mean, it's
Absolutely
pretty
not.
crazy.
No way.
Yeah,
No
yeah, it's
way.
pretty mad, isn't it? I mean, like, he's dead. It points over to Barnes, but he's alive.
Inside. Dead inside.
No, he's
Inside.
literally dead.
Inside Zug's mind, Zug, you just hear, well, Zug, we've got what we wanted. We can just kill them, if that's easier for you.
he kind of turns and goes, no.
And as we said, Zug is really struggling with his mental faculties at the moment, so...
Yes,
Yeah, well,
it's very unfortunate. He kind of like Aku like just pats Zug like as if he's like a dribbling infant. It's been difficult for the last 5 months. I hope you understand.
No, in fact, I suspect, though I
do.
wasn't there for it, that actually, rather than stumbling onto an airship, he may well have been abducted, and that was the beginning of it all. Aku, doesn't that line up?
I do actually believe that he was unwillingly employed by a rather horrible monster with a
Bravery.
reputation of yes,
of
of
deceit.
Was that the
nefarious.
start of it, Zug? Was that a slaver's airship?
No, it wasn't a slave's airship,
Oh,
but it
well,
did have drugs on it. Lots of drugs.
You were doing drugs.
No, I didn't do any drugs. I just found out that I was on a ship that was transporting lots of drugs. There was
Kidnapped.
some weird stuff going on. It wasn't good.
It was
Excuse me,
kidnapped by
sir.
some drug runner.
We do not appreciate those accusations of such illegal products as I
I've
am.
never
And he
done drugs.
points to his pendant as a paladin of Sylvanas.
Look, I saw you do good yesterday, and I am more than inclined to believe you. Others will need some convincing.
Well, I'm sure I could convince them. It's not a particularly tough ask. I'm a bit late for the inquiry, though. Maybe.
Yeah, you are, yes. Do you...
Did he actually die?
Why
Oh,
did the
Lord.
airship crash? What happened?
Well, I mean, it was a long time ago, but basically, you know how the airships have, like, air elementals in them?
Yes.
Yeah, well, the person in charge of that kind of died. Like, there was a murder on board. It was a bunch of people got killed, and then it crashed because we didn't have control of the thing anymore.
Who murdered people?
We never found out. We tried to find out, but all the evidence got destroyed when the airship crashed.
I see.
And then we got chased off the side by Goliaths.
Zug,
Yes, the Heart of Storms, yes.
Yeah, so we had to leave
as a
real quick.
Zug, as a special agent of the Crown, you are sworn to secrecy over your missions and objectives.
He kind of looks a bit befuddled at our score.
And you hear in your head, just agree and stop talking.
He kind of like mouth a bit agog, just a bit kind of stunned. He's like, I can't talk about it. It's classified.
Look, I rather think we should be leaving you to recover and rest. This has all been a bit much.
I'm very grateful that friend here in kind of Russia was able to restore that interesting memory and cure me of whatever happened. I do feel a lot better. Zug, I won't report you, but I do expect to hear about your exoneration, willingness to be questioned soon.
Oh, of course, absolutely. Anytime now. However, right now, there seems to be some sort of big conspiracy going on with the political sphere. And there's a lot of different things going on, and right now I can't really reveal myself. It's dangerous. We're just beginning to unravel the truth.
It sounds dangerous, beyond and above me, but
So you know what? Just between you
sure
and me,
you
I
don't
think it's
want
beyond and
help?
above me.
are you
No,
sure you don't want help?
No. We can't involve anyone else. It's already there's a mole in the guard.
Who is it?
We don't know. Could be you. Hopefully not, because I've told you quite a lot already.
Could it
School
be?
again steps in and goes, God damn it, Trooper. Stand down.
Sorry, sir.
This is all a lot. And he kind of kind of holds him over, kind of touches him and goes, I think that's enough activity for one day, don't you all think? Look at him, he's
Unfortunately,
wired
we're not even close to done.
up.
Our activities have only just gotten started, sir.
Oh,
Well,
it's a mess. It's a big mess out there.
I hope you don't need to question any of the others.
Do we?
No, I think we're good. I think we have a big fat lead.
Fantastic. Leads are good in crime solving.
Crime solving. Right.
Yeah,
Detectives. That's us.
kinda. Agents. And he kind of winks. Points.
Shall we go then? Hayden kind of pipes up. This is the first time he's spoken since being in the guards barracks.
Yeah.
If you guys look at him, you'll notice he looks very anxious.
We're in the temple, by the way.
The temple where all of the guards are.
And then before you kind of turns as everyone kind of starts looking like they're heading out, he goes, but if you do see the captain and he asks about me, tell him that you didn't see me, but had you did, I'm doing something really important and not to question it. But not to question it, because that would be weird for a captain, but you know.
Right. So if he asked about you, I didn't see you. But if
You
I
didn't
had
see
done,
me.
You're doing
Then-
things that aren't suspicious.
Tell him that Zog is
Absolutely.
dead, as suspected.
No, don't tell him I'm
Why
dead.
would he? He wouldn't ask me about a dead man. I think.
Yeah, that's stupid. Why would you ask that?
Doesn't everybody think you're dead? Nobody will ask about you at all.
Aren't you
Oh,
dead?
I mean,
No, I'm not dead. I'm only dead inside. I'm fine. Clearly, do dead people walk around? Do they have such a healthy complexion? Do they have such bouncy curls? I think not.
Okay. As you're kind of shepherded out over very, I was like, oh, good day, causing a lot of fuss. Cool. Did you not want to see your husband?
Oh, I was just checking that he's still alive, and regrettably he is. What a shame.
I'll do my best to disappoint you further.
Thank you.
That will ain't gonna write itself.
oh,
Kind of shepherd you outside, and the doors of Sarah Ray's temple kind of slam a little bit behind you.
Great, that went so well.
oh, that was great.
Zug,
Yes.
you've got to stop
Stop what?
talking before you think.
I mean, that's a difficult one.
We're going to have to formulate you a really good story. I think actually maybe a slavery airship might be the way to go.
Huh? Oh, that's not. I mean, the story we have is pretty cool. Maybe we could just, dress it up a little bit.
You're going to tell the person that you went off to Rosanna on the other side of the world to break the wand of Orcus and slightly also break the divine gate. And that
Maybe
you had
leave the divine gate part out. But
you had a
the other part's
ring-
pretty heroic.
a ring with dragons and you went to the Underdark or something with a
I still
zombie
have that
elder
ring.
brain.
And he points, at the ring of my own shielding, the now soulless ring of my own shielding.
Right.
Yeah.
You can't tell them that.
Well, why not?
It's ridiculous. It's true,
Well,
but
No
I mean-
one would ever believe you, Zug.
no.
Oh,
You
that's
know,
not the
Zug,
point.
you just talk too much, man. You just gotta keep a lid on it. We're leaving. We're trying to learn information, but we're leaving more behind than we're gaining.
True.
True.
We
I'm
are
very sorry.
all international men of mystery.
Well, you lot do the talking from now on. I'll just stand silently at the back.
No, talk.
Agreed.
Just talk
Serious.
mysteriously.
Don't let them silence you, Zug.
No, they're
It's
not
not
silencing
nice.
me.
Yes, King, go off. No, talk. Just say
That was
aloof.
Rasha, FYI.
Just say aloof things like, I couldn't possibly tell you. oh, if I told you I'd have to kill you, or just shit like that, you
I
know.
told you I'd have to kill you.
Right.
That
And
sounds
look them
criminal.
dead in
Well,
the eye.
Just say you're on special mission. Okay, that's what I was alluding to. This whole like trooper sir thing, like you're some special, you're from the Scepter, a special operations unit designed by the Crown to carry out the darkest and gravest missions. I need to write this book.
It's either that, or we go with Aku's story and you're recovering from trauma.
Oh,
I think that's slightly more believable.
it is, but it's not very heroic.
You've already done enough heroics
Really?
in the
I was hoping
last
to do some
few
more.
days.
Look, I'm just saying
Quite fun, actually.
the whole recovery thing, it's like, they can talk about that. Oh, guess who I saw? Yeah, poor guy, he, lost his shit, or lost a hand, or died and was brought back, It's just, and the words can get around if it's top secret. And if these men are dedicated in the guard to the defense of the realm, and we tell them their conspiracy to a secret mission all the way from the top.
I mean, I kind of did when I said there was a mole.
Right, that was good. That was very
That's-
quick thinking.
I read about that in a book.
But that's mysterious. More of that.
Oh, okay. More moles.
More moles.
How many do you think there should be?
3, at
4,
least 3.
5, 3.
That
Technical difficulties.
Is she back?
we
We're
good?
back. We're back.
We good? We good? We good?
So we.
Nice.
Are we good?
Askell
Yeah.
Askell continues, hey, look, you need to learn that spell. The one Barnes was talking about. You can do this. And he goes, top secret mission. Flips his hair back. By order of the Crown. And you see Brickoff's prestidigitation and a sort of trinket appears in his hand. It's some kind of like FBI flip down ID thing. And it's got like a crown and a scepter next to it. Scepter Special
Wow.
Forces, and flips it up again and disappears.
Epic.
Bonds mimics it
How'd
at
you
his
do
side,
that?
flips his head back. Special Agent Costello at your service.
Thank you.
Wow,
That's
you
the
guys are so
spirit.
good at this. I don't think I could do that.
You can.
Whilst the party are rattling on about absolute bullshit, Aku is rolling his eyes. And he's gonna walk over to Hayden, who has been very, very quiet for the last hour. And I guess Hayden's probably kind of just standing slightly to the side, and Aku will walk over and... Hayden, you're very quiet today. What's wrong?
Just being around guards make me a bit uncomfortable. Because of what I used to do, I guess. So I never really learned how to be at ease around them.
And you don't need to worry when you're with us.
No, it's habit, I guess.
No, I never worry, and it's great.
Well, yeah, that's because you were one of them.
You are not in this private conversation, Zug.
Oh, sorry.
They're flirting.
No, but I am.
Rasha
Okay.
just like appears.
He's just hovering behind them, just
You're
Somehow
still
you got
talking about secret
somehow you got
agents.
snuck on by like a mountain of gold.
You guys are like, yeah, pretending to be secret agents.
Mm-hmm.
Are you having second thoughts about Kari?
No, but yeah, complicated. Like, obviously, he killed us, literally didn't just try to kill us, but actually killed us. And yet, it's just really difficult to process that that version of Kari is the same Kari that me in. I know, obviously, it was all a lie, or she changed, or, you know, I fucked up enough that I deserved it, so, but, I know that everyone wants revenge, and I get it. I guess it's just kind of, she was the only closest thing I had to a family for a long time, so talking about killing her, killing a part of myself. It's complicated, I said.
But Hayden, you don't need Kari anymore, do you? You have us.
Yeah.
And we didn't try to kill you.
Well, ask or maybe once or twice, but he didn't succeed, so that's what counts, right? Yeah. No,
Our score is all bark and no bite. Thank you, Luke.
yeah. No, you're right. Just that's the thing though, is you guys are my family now. But going after all of the clasp, I don't like, they already succeeded in killing you and me. What happens if they kill all of us and there is no deal with Geb or Rasha swooping in to resurrect us all at the last moment? Like, what if we're actually dead? Like, is revenge more important than staying alive?
They won't kill us all if I kill them first. We were at a party with none of our equipment, with none of our armor. Nothing. And yet, how many did we take out?
How many did you take out?
Yeah, I forgot I didn't see that. No, wait, yeah, you did.
No, I was already kidnapped when you killed all those guys.
Oh, okay.
3. Took like 4 out, I think.
I think it was more than that. I think there was 1, 2... I thought there was like 5 or 6.
No, I don't.
I mean, Aku can just pick a number right now. Whatever sounds impressive.
300,000.
8.2.
It
Killed them all.
doesn't
Even
matter
the women and the children too.
how many got in my way, Hayden. I can tell you now, we'll kill them all if that's what it takes. Is Rashaval anywhere near us?
Rasha is probably hovering.
Amazing what kind of power Geb can give you, huh?
It's... I get killing Kari and her superiors and the other people in her level, but at the same time, like, there's other people that work in the clasp that were like me. If, you know, it was another group of people that had been betrayed and they decided to go on a killing spree, like, I'd be in the firing line if the shoe was on the other foot. Is it? I know the clasp are bad and a lot of them are awful, but some of them are just people down on their luck trying to feed themselves. I can get my head around targeted kills on Bree and the rest of her immediate crew, but trying to take out the whole organization, I don't know if I can get behind that. And it's not because of any mislaid or lingering loyalty to the clasp that's behind me, but it's people.
His eyes narrow, and he doesn't look like he's able to empathize with what you're talking about. He doesn't really know what to say to that. Hayden, I think you need to start worrying about yourself before you start worrying about other people you don't know. And if it is what Lorian said this morning that's making you feel more sensitive, then you should ignore what he says. And his eyes kind of like look down to Hayden's scar across his eye.
Hayden kind of subconsciously goes up and like kind of touches it. With the disguised self illusion in place, like it looks like that there's an eye there, but like when he goes to like touch his eye, it's like clearly about the scarring. Yeah, I mean, well, not everyone can be attractive, so fine. Scars are cool, right?
Crown that king.
You can in this campaign.
Oh my god, your boy fishing.
Mhm.
It's fine, I know
Shamelessly
it's ugly.
fishing.
How many drinks have they had? How many drinks have they had?
Oh my god.
I'm so ugly.
Actually, literally,
uh,
think Lauren said I had a hideous disfigurement.
Hayden would like to cast control first.
Ooh. Control water.
Tell me I'm cute.
Oh my god, guys, stop.
Aku's eyebrow raises once again and says, Hayden,
Look, you don't have to apologize for what Lorian said. I don't care what he thinks. It's whatever. It's
I'm not. I just think it looks rather charming.
huh?
Rasha scowls.
Insight check.
Go for it.
I rolled a 3.
You unequivocally believe Aku.
Thinks I'm cheating. Okay. His jaw kind of drops a little bit, and he kind of like looks a bit taken aback. What? Huh? This. And he's stunned. Absolutely speechless.
Well, do you think this is ugly? And he points to his neck.
Well, no, it's like obviously hot, but like it's kind of different.
Some of the worst flirting I've ever heard in my life.
Can you shut the fuck up?
You're so much smoother when you're doing drug deals, but this.
This is
Hold on.
pretty low grit sandpaper.
Hold on a second there. Do we not remember when Aku was chatting up that girl in a tavern? Like,
No,
early,
the drugs.
early-
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
drugs,
selling
dude.
drugs. Really good.
Why not both?
That's what I'm saying.
Try selling Aiden
pretend-
drugs. You got it in you.
Just pretend you're the drug, Aku.
Anyway. Yeah. Aku slightly smiles when at Hayden's outburst. And just says, well, there you go. Why should I think the same? About the scar, not about being hot, by the way. Just to
Okay,
clarify
thank you for clarifying that. That was I was trying to process and I'm good now. Cool. Cool. Should we go Yep.
Aku's just watching Hayden like fumbling his words and just like
Thanks. Thank you. And thanks. And he kind of turns and walks back to the group really quickly, just completely flustered.
Aku stays where he is. He's probably leaning against a wall at some point.
Okay. The group. Where are you all going?
Oh, right. Well, speaking of being special agents and all that, I sort of feel like we have a mission of our own to conduct. Ascort, you know the man in question, and it doesn't sound like it helps my narrative.
No, it's not what we're hoping to hear.
Shit.
It suggests, if anything, Siegfried, my father, something of a false flag.
Why would they bomb their own damn rally? And why would Silfrena be thinking like, oh, it's too bad, what a shame?
Well, the same reason we were hoping to hear that was the case. It's expedient.
Do you think?
It's a good look. It builds sympathy. Discredits the opposition.
What, do you think Heinrich was doing it so he could blame it on Silfrena?
Yeah.
That would be
Yeah, I
ironic,
do.
wouldn't it? And I don't even understand how irony works.
Then maybe we just kidnap your father's narrative and just keep running with it.
Why are you so convinced that we need to frame Silfrena?
He's really convenient. Nothing more.
You know what? I quite liked her.
Right, me too. I just think that she's actually quite convenient for the picture we want to paint, and if we can get rid of Heinrich
but-
so Asgore can be in power, then cool.
But framing her means that, she'll,
What?
get arrested and stuff.
True.
Maybe even hung for
Yeah.
treason.
Probably.
Listen, if we find ourselves in the position of legislative or executive power, we can make things easy for her. Real easy. We can
Yeah.
pardon her.
Right? Yeah, we could do that.
I don't know if the Master of Commerce can pardon people.
Well, we'll just have to get Asgore promoted to the Master of Pardoning.
Ah,
So,
I didn't know that was a position.
I'm sorry, what
might
is
be
your
quite
plan with
useful.
that? I'm sorry, what is your plan with Ascor?
Oh, Rashabal, we're going to murder his father so Asgore can be in political power.
His dad's a
He
dick
just
anyway.
across from where he's standing and just puts his head in his hands.
It's a working idea. It's not set in stone. We are open to other suggestions.
I don't know, we seem pretty settled on this one, actually.
Are we? And he looks to Asgore. You down with this one, buddy?
Who does this help?
We need to tell Rasha that aspect.
Helps
Wow,
everybody.
Rasha.
Hurts
Keep
no
things
one.
simple. To keep things simple, Rashaval. What happened to me was complicated. I still have these powers. I'm still me. That's not the same for people in my family. Now, our great concern is, in fact, now I think of it, maybe that's what could be down there in the bottom of the cities, whatever your god is holding imprisoned. But essentially, to summarize, we think we're pretty damn certain that my family's being influenced by an aboleth. We have all the anecdotal, at least, evidence that we need. What we've just heard, it maybe adds to something, some kind of objective evidence that we have here. But essentially, that's the kind of gist we're dealing with here. And we're not sure if this power comes through my brother or my father.
But also, there's more to it than just the aboleths, right? To be perfectly frank, Rashaval, you're in the party when assassins were sent after Asgore. Heinrich von Galverdane is an evil man. He absolutely is. And removing him from the world and putting in place somebody who, actually, you'll be excited to hear, has shown some real character growth as of late. Good job, Asgore. I'm proud of you, rooting for you, King. We will be doing the world a service. Asgore is more worldly. He has come to realize certain things, and he doesn't even necessarily want the power, which is perfect.
Look,
That's exactly who you want in power.
Hold on. I'm not the best. Everybody here knows I'm not
Listen
the best
to
for
him.
this role.
What a
Stop
great
it.
sign.
Barnes, I said stop it. Look, I'm not the best for this role. Everybody knows that. I'm getting sometimes more something, like Barnes has alluded to. But I'm not the best for this role. But I do realize, from what we've heard today already, that's objective evidence that you've heard for the first time. We know more than this. This confirms some of our suspicions. But I don't think how'd you say her name? Sylfrina?
Frana.
Sylfrina. She can't win this. Not when this other side's playing this dirty. And frankly, none of us want this other side to win either.
No.
That's all.
You'll make your own choices and mistakes again. And if you think this is for the best, I'm sure we've all done worse together.
The way I look at it,
But I don't want
Go
you
ahead.
to be taken in by another charming, self-serving individual.
what?
Oh, that's the unflattering comparison coming back, right?
What do you mean?
The implication is that I'm using you to further my own ends. But here's the thing, I don't have any ends. I'm just sort of here.
Well, you're kind of shifty. But as far as I'm convinced,
There.
I could
It's
crush
so more
you.
honest. I'm not going to help you with this.
That's fine. I just wanted you to know.
Thank you. When I find what I'm looking for, way down there, I'll let you know. Or let me know. It was...
Positively. But I want you to know as well, Rasha, that this is what could be down there. This is what could be happening. I don't know whether what Aku is suggesting is true or this is clear. This is a clearer picture of the realities. But that's the information. And, you know, you too. Wish you the best with it. We're there to help.
Thank you. I relish seeing with my own eyes what is down there. It's nice to see you all again. I mean it. And it's especially nice to see you're safe, Aku. I'm sorry, and I will always be sorry, as I'm hopeful somewhere underneath that anger, you're sorry too.
Rasha, you have to understand that it wasn't our decision. It wasn't my decision. That there was nothing to be sorry about. And he stops. And you hear him like taking a breath. And he puts his head to his fingers, and he's like sort of squeezing where the bridge of his nose is. And he's frowning, like he's kind of got this like a headache. He just suddenly looks down and touches his forehead. And after a few moments, he looks back up at Rasha and he genuinely looks sorry this time. Like there's no anger, there's no like lingering animosity towards Rasha. It's genuine kind of guilt on his face. We wouldn't take back what we chose that night, no matter how much you wish it weren't so. Your life is not worth 1,000 more to us. And he blinks.
No.
And he's looking at Rasha.
But it wasn't yours to give. And it should never have been. But I understand. And with that, Rasha will go and try for his third hug of his life with Aku. Does Aku hug him back?
Mm-hmm. Aku hugs him back.
They hug, embrace, and Rasha looks at the party solemnly, and you see him walk away. And that is where we will leave the session.
Yo!
Much as you're on your way to Sulfrena potentially to find out what she knows, what she doesn't know, what she's responsible for, what she isn't responsible for, and to find ways to frame her for a murder you are about to commit. Or try
Guys.
to commit.
She's not evil. What are we doing?
No, I tinfoil hat think that he's working for her. I'm gonna hammer this home to the end of time. Heinrich von Gauerdane, that many modified memories? I swear, she has them all. What she said was too convenient.
I should have wiped that guy's mind clean as a plate, man.
Yeah.
Yo.
It's more fun this way.
What
Wait,
is-
More
no,
chaos.
you, Zug.
Me?
By the way, was that guard captain Zug's dad? We were theory crafting in chat.
No, that guard captain wasn't Zug's dad.
Because he was
but-
like, "Where haven't you spoken to your mom?" And I was like, "It's his dad."
No, someone else might be his dad though.
Someone else
Ooh.
might be his daddy.
Ooh,
Hi, Papi.
The name was
Papi.
mentioned.
happy.
Happy.
So what was mentioned?
The name was mentioned.
Cecil.
No.
Oh. Rogue Rum.
No, that was the guy you were speaking to.
Oh,
He's talking to his dad
Right,
the whole
quick
time.
guys,
Greg Rum.
scrub the VOD. What other name was mentioned?
Okay,
Gab?
do we have anyone to rate?
Yes,
Gab,
we do.
yeah, Gab. Gab is all of your
Gab.
daddies.
Yeah. Thank you everyone
yeah.
for coming along today. It
Thanks,
was super
everybody.
fun. And today we are going to raid. Oops, that is not the raid command. We're gonna go raid Table Story. So please hop in the channel and get ready to say hello to them. In just a moment. So hopefully we will see you all next week. If you guys have new to this channel and you liked what you've seen so far, please consider joining our Discord server. It's full of friendly people who love D&D and like talking about video games and sharing pet pictures. And it's free to join and you can change your mind at any time. We won't hunt you down if you decide to leave. So yeah, hope to see you there and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.